Today I'll be giving you a step-by-step tutorial on how to invest in individual stocks through Acorns. A lot of people don't even know this feature exists, but if you've been trying to figure it out and it still seems confusing to you, you're in the right place. One thing to note is that even though Acorns looks the same for everybody when you first open your screen here, the way that you get to individual stock trading within Acorns is through the Invest platform if you're paying for the premium membership. So if you're not paying for that top tier $9 per month membership, you're not going to have access to this, at least right now. Hopefully they change that in the future. I think it's a change Acorns should make to make that more available for people. But as of today, when I'm filming this, you can't get in there unless you're paying for the top tier feature. Anyway, let me show you how it's done. So when we're in our invest screen, there's not a really clear, easy option to say like, buy stocks, do a thing. It basically just tells us how much money we have, what our recurring investments are that we have set up, and we can contribute some more money with roundups or a one-time contribution or something, but there's no clear indication of how we do this. So we've got to scroll down and see what our portfolio is. This is what we want to actually edit because our portfolio is what makes up our investments. So for me, you can see already right now, I've got 5 ETFs in that first category. The green section of the circle is stock ETFs. That's where the bulk of my stuff is. The second section down there, which in the graph is just the tiniest little sliver, is a custom portfolio. And that's what Acorns is using for this term of Acorns individual stock trading, a custom portfolio. You're customizing it over and above what they have pre-chosen for you. So if we want to make a change to that, we just tap on that and it'll show us, oh look, that's what I'm investing in. I have $6 in Berkshire Hathaway. Do I want to change that? Well, I can add a stock or ETF by clicking on this little plus symbol. So let's do that now. And of course, Acorns being Acorns, they're going to warn us of the dangers of individual stock trading, which I largely agree with. I mean, I think it is a lot more dangerous to pick individual stocks than to just go with the pre-built, big, broad, diversified ETFs that they automatically give us. But you're here because you want to do this, so let's do it. And fair warning, if you didn't already know this, the maximum that you're allowed to invest in individual stocks through Acorns is 50% of your portfolio. So you can't go all in on individual stocks. You still have to maintain that mix that they give you based on your kind of like risk tolerance quiz that you did when you first signed up. So even though I'm already considered an aggressive investor based on the risk tolerance that I've chosen with them, I still can only get to 50%, just so you know. And then up here on the top right corner, if you're curious what strong means, basically they're giving us a diversification score. And so I'll bet the more individual stocks we pick, the less our score is going to be. So it's going to say, hey, because you're so pigeonholed now into Berkshire Hathaway stock, your score is going to go down. Look at that. It's even a cute little leaf that gives us the chart indication. All right, let's go stock hunting. Under the custom section here, we're going to hit the plus sign again. Then we can see all the companies that we have an option to invest with. These are a lot of big names. They don't give us the whole stock market. They don't give us the whole S&P 500. They just give us a smattering of fairly well-known companies and big companies. I'm guessing that that's Acorns limiting our risk again. They're kind of saying like, hey, you wanted stock trading, which we're giving you technically, but we're not going to let you invest in like that unknown company that's a penny stock that's super volatile. We're going to limit this to bigger, more well-known companies that hopefully are safer or hopefully at least make you satiated in your desire to individually stock trade. We've got companies like Tesla, Chase, Visa, MasterCard, Procter & Gamble, Home Depot, Costco, AbbVie, Bank of America, Adobe, Abbott Labs. There's like a lot of big name, well-known companies in here. And the other day when I was looking at this, I thought they would be all individual stocks because that's basically what they're claiming this is. But it's not just that. There's more than individual stocks. So if you scroll all the way to the bottom here, you go, oh, hey, what are these? So when you look at the circle to the left, you've either got like the emblem of the company or you've got this little thing that says ETF. I think this is actually a cool feature, and I think that Acorns should talk about this more because the fact that I could alter the ETFs I'm invested in and not just be pigeonholed into their actual portfolio is actually appealing to me. I'm actually going to change what I'm investing in right now with you because I think this is cool. Let's do it. So the ETFs we have a choice of are XLK. So this particular ETF is something that picks technology companies. They've had a lot of good returns in the last 5 years, but Acorns being Acorns, they're not giving us a whole lot of information about what this actually looks like. If you wanted to dive deeper into researching these things, you'd have to go to a third-party app, do a little bit more digging and figure out what the specs are of the company if you want to kind of investigate further. Another ETF we can choose from is one that's specifically investing in companies that are all in healthcare. Another one is financial sectors, energy sectors. JEPI is a popular like dividend investing one, a communication sector one, industrials, consumer staples. These are all just different sectors of the market. Like the communication one is going to be like telecom companies and internet companies and things like that, phone companies. And it's tricky with all these kinds of things with both individual stocks and with ETFs because there's no like right or wrong answer. nobody can predict what's going to happen in the future. And so nobody can say definitively, well, you really should be jumping into this materials sector one because the price of materials is going to go way up in the next decade. It's like there's going to be people who think that happens. There's going to be people who think that doesn't happen. Who knows? It's very tricky. I think for me, I'm going to get a little wild and I'm going to grab some Home Depot, add to portfolio, and then it's going to give us a little sliding scale here. And the more we invest in it, the less will be diversified. So watch this little chart on the bottom. I'm still strong diversified right now. As I slide it over more and more and more, that chart's going down. Oh, it's saying, watch out. You're getting more risky. Watch out. You're only fair diversification now. Now I'm up to 50% of my portfolio and I'm still fair diversified, which is nice, but that's the most I could do. So I'm not going to do that. Let's put 1% just for fun. So now we're 1% Home Depot, 1% Berkshire Hathaway. Then we're going to pick one of those ETFs too. Maybe a couple of them. Let's go a little crazy and pick this technology sector ETF. We'll add that to the portfolio, a whopping 2%. I'm a gambler. Set that target. And then we'll do one more just because I'm a sucker for JEPI and for dividends lately. It's been fun. I made a whole series on dividend investing that I've been doing for the last year. So if you're interested in that, I'll link it at the end of the video. But for now, we'll add one more ETF in here. Boom, JEPI, add to portfolio. We'll make it 3%. Okay, but we're not done. So what we've done here is basically tell Acorns, this is what I want my new setup to be. 93% of the base portfolio, 7% of my custom portfolio based on these new selections, and then we still have to hit update portfolio. They're gonna make us confirm the changes because Acorns is cautious like that. I confirm, bazinga. Now something that might be confusing to people is that change hasn't even happened yet. I've requested this to happen, but nothing will happen until I actually deposit more money. So the way they have this set up, they're not going to sell some of my existing investments and buy this right away because that's not the way Acorns works. They don't want to potentially create a tax event for us. So they're not going to put us through that kind of like turmoil and headache and be like, hey, why'd you guys do that? Get angry emails from us. They're basically saying now every time that you deposit money into here, we're going to slowly shift your portfolio more and more in this direction. We're going to buy these different ETFs for you. We're going to buy some Home Depot for you, and we're going to work towards your desired allocation. But until my next deposit, it says right there, I'm not going to have this change put into effect. And even then, I might have to deposit a substantial amount to get that to balance out. Again, it says right there, now that you've chosen stocks from your portfolio, don't forget to buy them. All right, Acorns, let's put in $100 and see what happens. We're going to review it. We're going to invest it. This is another thing I think sometimes people get a little bit caught up in because they're like, wait, I said to invest it. The money is on its way there. Is it still not happening? No, it's still not happening because we've got to wait for that money to be transferred all the way from our bank through the airwaves over to Acorns. Those funds have to settle in Acorns, be invested for us, and then it's actually going to post to our account. So this is probably going to take, I would guess, 2 to 3 business days, sometimes longer, especially if you're doing it on a Friday like I am. Kind of goofy, but that's what I chose to do. So it says right there, my investment is estimated to arrive on Wednesday, March 13th. Gonna have to wait that long. Kind of sucks, but that's as fast as these kind of things move in real time. So now that we're done, let's go back and see our investing homepage and see how different it looks. So right now, my invested balance hasn't changed. It's not reflected that extra $100 we just put in. If I click on the top right corner, I do have a pending transfer for a referral award. Yay. Thanks somebody for signing up, getting me $5. I appreciate that. I thought it would also show the pending transfer of $100 that I just put in, but maybe it's not updated yet. Aha. Now that we went back to the homepage, now it is updated. So if I click on that now, it says our one-time investment that's estimated to be happening next week, it's on its way. Cool. So now I just want to verify what it actually shows in the portfolio breakdown because I'm curious if it's going to preemptively show us the percentages or the dollar amounts or not. Oh yeah, it looks like it's not yet. I don't think it's going to show us the amount that we've actually bought here until that's actually been updated next week. So for right now, it's all still zeros. When that money is settled and hit and invested, it'll actually show on there. So that'll be fun. That's as simple as it is for this time, but the same kind of tactic applies if you're doing recurring deposits too, because what we've done here isn't like a one-time decision. What we've said is we're changing our portfolio now. So all the money we're putting in, whether it's through roundups, whether it's through a recurring deposit, every Monday I put in $10 or whatever the rule is, it's going to be distributed amongst these choices that we've made now. So this isn't something that you've got to keep deciding over and over, like, oh, what are the stocks I'm going to put in this time? Or where'd my roundup go? We've said now, all the money as a blanket statement will be distributed into those little buckets, into these different sections of our overall portfolio, if you will. I feel like some people don't really love that because they like the idea of like, let me purchase a piece of a stock at a time, or let me deploy my money in this exact way today, but then maybe tomorrow I'll change my mind and I don't want to deploy it that way. And so there's different investing kind of accounts that give you those options that Acorns doesn't really do here. In this case, Acorns and M1 Finance are more about you deciding something today and then sticking with that plan for an extended amount of time. You've set up your portfolio, or in M1 Finance, they call it your pie, and then all your money is set up to follow that path, if you will. It's like a single trajectory. Different investing services allow you to make more sporadic decisions day by day. Those include things like Interactive Brokers, Webull, Robinhood, and a bunch of others, like a lot of others. People kind of traditionally think that way. Today I'm going to make this decision, but it's not set in stone. It's not a pattern I want to be followed. It's just something that I'm doing today. And so whether or not this is right for you, it kind of depends on your style. A, are you already using Acorns and you just haven't tapped into this yet and you feel like it would be a cool addition to the already kind of setup that you've got? Then I think you jump into it. But if you're just perusing this to see if it's the kind of trading that you want to do, if it's giving you the tools that you need because you want to make some kind of decisions in a particular direction, I actually don't think it's good for you. There's only like 100 individual things to choose from here. And so that's way less than the stock market has in general. Plus, if you want to be a little more impulsive and sporadic and do something different today than what you did yesterday, than what you did the day before, well, this is definitely not the right kind of account setup for you. Both Acorns and M1 Finance do not make sense for you. In that case, you should probably check out Webull or something like Robinhood. And shameless plug, if you're going to sign up for any of these companies, check out my description because those links end up getting me like a little commission back from the company a lot of the time, not all the time. And a lot of the time you get a little bonus too. So you'll get somewhere between $3 and $50 for signing up, depending on who it is, what the bonus is right then. Sometimes the bonus is upwards of $100, so that's pretty cool for you. But it doesn't cost you anything, but it helps me out. I'm doing this now as my full-time job, so I could use all the help that you're willing to give. And if the difference is you click on my link versus you just sign up through like a random thing online, then please use my link. All right, enough begging for the day. If I missed something here, then let me know in a comment. And then also, if that was like, okay, that's a cool tutorial of that one little feature, what else? What other things can you show us about how to use Acorns better? Leave me a comment for that too. I don't always know what people want a video to be about. So especially if you're a member of the channel, then I'll really make the video. If you're a subscriber and you come here and you want to see something else specifically on how we break down the emergency fund or a checking account or something else, then let me know and I'll consider it. If you missed it, I just did a big comprehensive review of Acorns because I've been using it for over 4 years now. So if you want to watch that, here's that video next. Otherwise, subscribe here and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.